Hi, guys, and welcome back. Today I am here to talk about Beyond the Gates episodes 45 and 46. This week the soap was preempted for some soccer games, so we only got about two episodes. I think it was only two. If not, I'm only going to talk about the two, and that's the two leading up to the engagement party and not the engagement party, the anniversary party and the party. So the episode 45 leading up to the party is just, showing you how everybody's getting ready. Danny is there with Andre playing around a little bit because, people in the family thought that Danny wouldn't show up because of, everybody knows she's still hurting because of Bill or whatever. And then we have Eva and Leslie, and they're at home getting ready, and Eva's still trying to talk her mom out of, pulling this stunt. Like, we don't have to do it tonight, but Leslie ain't hearing it. She wants her revenge. We have the, Nicole's other assistant. I don't know if this lady is her house manager or whatever. The lady who introduced Eva to Nicole. We have her showing up, trying to, help Eva with things or whatever. And pretty much everyone starts coming in. I think the only people who weren't there was Danny and Bill's daughter, Naomi. Naomi wasn't there yet. But during the episode, you see Kat taking Chelsea around, like, still trying to figure out, because, Kat has always said that it's something about Eve. I can't put my finger on it, but it's just something crazy about this girl, and I want to, I want to figure it out. So, she's dragging Chelsea around the club, trying to find Eve or just find some kind of clue to tell her, whatever it is she think that she knows. So, the party starts. Nicole and Ted, arrive, and everybody's giving speeches, and it's such a lovely environment. And I can't remember how Eva actually went back to the closet. Oh, she was going to get her mom, I think, and Kat was following her, and so Kat followed her to that closet that Leslie was in, because Leslie was hiding in the closet waiting for her cue to come out. But when Eva opened the door, Leslie was gone. So some kind of way she met back up with Leslie, and Leslie ended up putting her in the closet and locking her in there. And so while, people are giving their speeches and just, mingling, having a good time for the party, Leslie comes out. And then you have, I think that's how episode 45 goes off. Leslie comes out to the floor. No, it doesn't go off. She comes out and she's, doing all these little Teddy and you know me, and because Nicole was like, what did she call her? I think she called her Sherry. She's like, Sherry, what are you doing here? Because she still thinks that Leslie is a patient that needs some help or whatever. So everybody's looking like, well, what is going on? And she's just like, Teddy, Teddy, Teddy. So Eva is banging, trying to get out of the coat closet, and eventually somebody comes and lets her out. But she's a little bit too late. So by the time she gets to the floor where everybody is, Leslie has already started talking. Ted is fuming. Nicole is looking like, what the heck? So is everybody else, like, who is this lady? Like, what is going on? And then it goes off. And so we had to wait 2 days for the next episode to come on, which is episode 46, which came on today, Friday, May the 2nd. Again, I like that this soap didn't waste time getting to the point, because I was kind of starting to think that they're going to drag this whole thing out forever, and, Ted will never know what's going on. But no, today we got into it. Leslie let it all hang out, and she told them that they were lovers. She told them that Eva was his daughter. Nicole is distraught. The kids are like, oh my God, this can't be real. The parents, Anita and Vernon, like, what? I mean, it goes down. And so what I want to say is, to stand there and have to hear this lady tell you all these horrible things about your husband, like, I don't think I would have been ran out. Like, I don't think I could have stood there and listened to her tell me this stuff about, especially when she told them that Eva was Ted's daughter. Oh, hell no. Heck no. I don't think I could have just stood there and listened to her. Cause, I mean, she was like doing like a monologue. Like, she kept going on and on. It was kind of like, girl, get to the point. And then when she finally said it, I just would have left. Like, I just couldn't have. They stood there and listened to all this stuff this lady was saying, and they wanted to like usher her out, but Nicole told her sons and them not to. But I guess she wanted to get to the bottom of it too, because it's like, what is like, genuinely, everybody in the party was looking like, is this real? Like, because Leslie do come off as like a crazy person, don't she? Like, even when she talking, it's like you can, like, she ain't all the way there. But what got me was when she told Martin about did he remember going to the diner and the waitress. But what I don't know is, and tell me what you think. Do you think that when she sat down to get that champagne and Nicole came to her and was talking to her, do you think Nicole really was there, or you think she was hallucinating? So it's kind of like, is she really like cuckoo? Well, I think she really is cuckoo. I mean, because she hurt that girl and everything, so yeah, she really is cuckoo. But I was wondering, like, because the stuff that Nicole was saying, I mean, which I do agree with even though it probably was in Leslie's head, I did agree with what they were saying. It's kind of like Ted needed somebody to excite him. And I think, the story was told that Nicole had been going through a lot of miscarriages before she had Kat or whatever. And so she was depressed and, sad. If anybody out there ever had a miscarriage, I know I've had I think I've had 3, and they like the worst. And it's sad and it's depressing when you're trying to have a baby. So, she was going through the motions, and it's hard for your partner to kind of like, they don't know what to do to help you. They don't know how to help bring you out of it. So I guess he was going through that, and he didn't know how to help her. So, but like Martin said, and so then you decide to go and get another woman pregnant. But I do feel like he needed that excitement. Like, maybe he was depressed in his own way too, and he needed somebody to kind of like bring him out of that. And you can tell that even though she's a little cuckoo, you can tell that she's like a lot of fun, and he enjoyed being with her. And the part that really got me though was the part about Bill. And I believe every bit of it, because I told you in my character review, Bill would do anything for family, and at the time that was his brother-in-law and his friend. So I believe he did say that stuff, because it's not out of character for him. I believe he said it. He was the one that sent her off. So for the kids, when Naomi and Chelsea, to hear that their daddy, once again, like, just when you think Bill Hamilton ain't involved, Bill Hamilton is involved. So just, they probably was like, what my daddy got to do with this? Now you know your dad is a scum. But you already know your dad is a scumbag. But now you know he's a real big scumbag. Like, to threaten that lady child about somebody going to kidnap the baby and sell it on the black market. Like, I absolutely believe he did that. Do you believe he did that? I mean, it's not outside his character. It was really good. The 2 episodes I seen this week, which I really think it was 3. I think it was 2 days it didn't come on. I think Monday's episode was more of, I don't even remember what Monday episode was, if I'm being honest. But, I mean, I can't finish this video off without talking about the couple who didn't make it to the party, which was Nicole's best friend and her doctor husband, which, again, I still don't know what their names is. I just saw the episode, and it's because I told you in my character review that these people I really don't care anything about. But their conversation was interesting, because once she found out what happened, she was getting ready to get discharged out the hospital because they missed the party because she had got sick, so she was in the hospital. But after she heard about what happened with her best friend, she was getting ready to get discharged. She was like, well, I'll come to you. Like, just say the word and I'm there. So then her husband started talking about what happened. And the fact that he was like, truth of the matter is sometimes people stray. And the look that she had on her face was like, lady, you got a sex problem. Like, you literally sleep with anybody and everybody. But you know what? They never really touched on how good her sex life was with her husband. So I don't know if he just, because he was gambling so much, if he just didn't have the time for her like that, or if he was giving it to her too and she just a sex addict and she just need to have it all the time. I don't think I remember them touching on that, but the fact that he was like, sometimes people straight, and the look she had on her face was like, well, yeah. But then her reasoning behind it, like she was just like, different couples, because she was just like, she wanted to wring Ted's neck. And I guess because Ted came off as like this upstanding guy, that it's like not okay that he's straight, but because her husband not that stand up of a guy, or their marriage isn't quote unquote like that great, that it's okay that she's straight. I don't know, but that was an interesting conversation to have, because there's literally two people talking who, for sure, one person steps out in the marriage, but you have the nerve to be mad at somebody else that stepped out on your friend. Nah, girl. But that was pretty much this week's episodes. Again, I got it up on the TV right now, so I'm reading episode 44. I'm trying to remember what happened, because I really don't remember. But basically, this week's episode was all about the engagement party, and the cat is finally out the bag, no pun intended. So next week is going to be all about cleanup and trying to make up, because Ted's in everybody's doghouse except for Eva. I kind of feel bad for her, because everybody knew that once the secret came out, it wasn't going to end in her favor. Even though she was kind of like duped by her mama too, everybody knew it wasn't going to end in her favor. But from the previews, they're saying that I guess she's going to show Kat some DNA papers. I know a lot of people in the little groups on Facebook was saying that they didn't believe that Eva was his daughter, but it looks like Eva really is his daughter. So now we got to somehow kind of watch that play out. Looks like Nicole is just still distraught, don't even know how to feel, what to feel, where to feel, just mind everywhere. And from the looks of it too, it looked like Ted is in the hotel room. So I guess, he had to leave the house. And that's pretty much all they show for next week. I don't know if any of next week's episodes are going to be preempted for more soccer. I'm not sure, but I will say today's episode did not disappoint. Big ups to Beyond the Gates to not stretch out a storyline forever, because that's why I had to stop watching Tyler Perry's sister. Like, I just could not. The way that he would stretch out a pregnancy, the way he would stretch out a storyline, I just couldn't do it no more. So big ups to them for getting to the point. Now we can see how this fallout is where it's gonna fall. And it looks like Kat and Martin got a new sister. But I think that he's gonna forgive her. I mean, it's his daughter, because they show that next week she's gonna be she's gonna come to his hotel room, because I guess her mama gonna put her out, because she feel like she betrayed her. So he will forgive her, and it's probably gonna take a while before Kat and Martin come around. I kind of see Martin coming around before Kat come around. More so because Kat kind of knew she was up to something a lot, as soon as she got hired. So we just have to watch it play out. And I'm going to be sitting right here on this sofa where I'm sitting at, watching it on my TV, and coming here talking about it, because, again, I don't have nobody to talk about it with. So I know this review, this chit chat about it was all over the place. I'm trying to get my feet wet on my delivery and how I want to talk about it and what I want to talk about. So just bear with me, girl. I'll get there and we can start having some dialogue about this, because I want to talk to y'all. I want to hear what y'all got to say. I want this soap opera to pick up. I want more people to watch it. I want it to succeed. So anyway, signing off for now, and until next Friday when I do my next review on next week's episodes. See you later.